Hi, my name is Hannah. Today I'll be reading this book called Daddy, How Does a Sloth Give a Hug? By Diane Elgin, illustrated by Sophia Jin. I got this book from my mom's friend, Miss Diane. In this book, Kayla keeps on asking questions about how animals give hugs. She mentioned a sloth, even though this is not a sloth, but this can be my sloth, a giraffe, a teddy bear, and an octopus. Let's get reading. Hey, Kayla Bear, time for bed. Kayla frowned as Daddy walked into the room. Do I have to? Daddy crossed his arms. Yes. All good little bears have to go to sleep. Kayla's shoulders dropped as she sat down her teacup. Daddy lifted Kayla into his arms and placed her under the covers. She batted her eyelashes. How does a bear give a hug? Just like this. Daddy stretched out his arms and growled, "Roar!" He climbed into the bed, then wrapped his arms around her. Kayla giggled and stroked his cheeks. Are you ready to say your prayers? Not yet. Just one more question. Daddy held up a finger. One more. How does a giraffe give a hug? A giraffe gives a hug when he wraps his long neck around his little one, just like this. Daddy got on the bed and snuggled next to Kayla. He stretched his neck as far as he could, then wrapped one arm around Kayla's shoulder. Whoa! Kayla's eyes widened. One more question, Daddy, he smiled. One more. How does an octopus give a hug? Daddy stroked his chin. An octopus gives a hug when he wraps each arm around his little one, just like this. He curled his arm up and down in a quick motion. Daddy counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He moved closer to Kayla and hugged her again. Kayla's eyes closed and she smiled. Her eyes popped open. Daddy, how does a porcupine give a hug? A porcupine? Daddy made a funny face. She hugged her little one very carefully, just like this. He hugged Kayla and pretended not to prick her with his spine fingers, though to tickle her and make her laugh. Kayla pulled her teddy bear's ear. Daddy, how does a spider give a hug? A spider gives a hug by spinning her web while wrapping her little one in a warm, silky cocoon, just like this. Daddy sat up and tucked the blanket around her. Kayla could only wiggle her toes. Daddy, help me! Daddy laughed and pulled the blanket closer. Daddy, how does a sloth give a hug? Just like this. He stretched slowly, then stopped and didn't move. Kayla touched his arm and Daddy stiffened. She giggled. Funny! Okay, little bear, how do you give a hug? Kayla stood and leaped into Daddy's arms, just like this. She wrapped her arm around him and hugged as hard as she could. Daddy kissed her. Time for prayers, little one. He knelt and folded his fingers. Kayla did the same. They prayed in unison. Now I'll finally lay down to sleep. I pray that I'll fall fast asleep. Sleep long, sleep tight. Don't you dare wake up into dawn's first light. Good night, my little bear. I love you. I love you too, Daddy. Good night. The end.